Alright folks, welcome to MaxSpeedTV. Tonight we have the 1-Up Super Series here at Volusia Speedway. This is going to be an exciting race. You look to have some very close racing between some of these guys. We see winners that we've seen here before. Shane James, Carson Poe. Got a few. Chris Arencia running second place in the American Dirt Late Model Series, running on the best finish he's had in a while. So we do expect to see some great racing here, as always, in the 1-Up Super Series. With me in here for the first time in the booth, with me at least, playing around with broadcasting here, is one of our good buddies, Roger Wagner. So, Roger, how you doing today?
Doing pretty good. Kind of interested to watch this late model race here in Volusia's place for just about all the dirt racers, but looks like these guys are getting around here pretty good. Yeah,
this should be a fairly good race. We're seeing the 15 get spun around there. A lot of these drivers race in a lot of different leagues, so I know a lot of them. You probably know a lot of them, so it should be fairly easy for both of us here tonight as far as names go. And I really do look to see Carson Poe's been doing really good lately, and Chris Arencia shocking everybody with a second place finish Sunday, or this past Sunday. That was probably his best finish. I think it shocked him about as much as it did everybody else.
Yeah, I'm watching some of these times. Dylan Hauser jumps all the way to the top of the speed chart here in this practice session. Now, Chris Arencia, you were talking about, sitting there in fourth place. He's really improved his late model finishes and his late model driving here recently.
Yeah, he definitely has. I don't know if it's that new paint job he put on or what, but he's definitely got quite a bit better. Of course, I know he has a powerhouse of teammates there. Shane James, Zach Rounds, who's dominated just about anything that has wheels in the engine, isn't in this race tonight. But he has a lot of people that he can look to for setup help and learning how to run the tracks.
Yeah, it's good when you're going to team with guys that can one discipline. They're really good at it. You get a lot of pointers, and it'll help you develop more as an overall driver. See a lot of guys that we see on both the just common names, Mike Seaton, Zach Rounds, all these guys.
Yeah, there's definitely.
I've seen bunches that I see every Sunday night when I admin the races for the ADLMS guys.
It'll be interesting to see. I noticed earlier we heard that Travis Marsh will not be here, so that will definitely throw a hink into things, because he is fast. He's always been fast here, so him out of the equation, that could possibly open the door up for somebody else to get up front. You already know Shane James is going to be up there. He seems to be up front no matter what he drives.
Crazy fast.
Yeah. Well, I would look to see him up front. Definitely, if any past indication is indicator, Tyler Hudson will definitely be up there. Christian Challoner, you'll look to see up front. Like I said, you'll see Carson Poe up there. I would think we'll see Cody Olsen up there too. All those drivers have proven they can win in these cars, so I would definitely be shocked if they do not make the race here tonight.
And you know, these guys are nomadic. I mean, they're racers. They're going to go where the race is. This tonight have to be at Volusia. It's a daytime race, so there's where they're going to be. Most of these guys are versatile drivers. They run the cars. They don't run this late model. I know when we finally get the modified, we'll see some of these same names in those series. You know, nomadic drivers, they just chase each other around, literally.
Yeah, they go where the dirt is, and it just happens to be here tonight, so that is where they're going to be. But that being said, qualifying is just about to start, so we will come right back as soon as that is underway, probably about halfway through, but we're going to get to our national anthem real fast, and again, we will be right back.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, Please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's what so proud at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Alright folks, we are back here. Qualifying is underway. We've got about 2.5 minutes left. So far, putting up some good times. We said it. Christian Challenger putting up a 15.975 to be on top. But Lawton right behind him by only .009. So just ridiculous fast times here today.
First 5 cars under the 16-second bracket, all in the 15-point bracket there, all the way down to what is it? Bryce Fauntleroy.
Yeah, and I was sitting there watching Mike Seaton having some internet issues. He was thinking pretty hard, so hopefully he gets that figured out before the race starts.
Not something we see a lot of.
No, you don't. Typically, you're on here, you have a pretty good internet connection, so it's going to be interesting to pay attention to tonight and see if that persists and continues. If so, it may cause a problem for him.
How many cars did they put in the jury here on this? I don't even know.
I believe it's 20 here tonight. It might be 18, but I'm pretty sure it's 20.
Well, Alan Pajar is going to cut off then if that's the case. Make that. Oh, he's still a cutoff.
Yeah, Dylan Hauser's still out on the track right now. Probably 22nd.
One of the faster guys in practice.
Yeah, that is kind of odd as he jumps to 19th, so if the cutoff is 20th, he'll be right on the bubble there. There's now Jason Wood just joining, so he's at about 39 seconds to run 2 laps here. Not including his warm-up lap, so I'm not sure if he even has enough time to actually complete 2 full laps.
Yeah, there should be enough time for him to get laps in because they always have that extra 10 or 15 seconds. So
that is true.
as long as he can get across the start-finish line on the first lap, he'll be all right.
It looks like, yeah, he will complete that first lap.
At about 12 seconds, he should be able to get that. They should give him 4 or 5 seconds to get the finish part of that lap. 26th on his first lap. I don't know if he's going to make it in or not. Or really pick it up. Got to find 3, 4 tenths. Oh, he didn't get there.
No, about 100 feet, probably about 30 feet, really, from the start-finish line.
He got removed before he got finished. They removed him from the server.
Well,
that means that Jason Miller was the 20th car.
That is a very interesting to get removed like that, but nevertheless, I guess we will go through the grid here. Alright, so again, starting on row 1, the HRE Motorsports starting grid is going to be Christian Challoner. On the outside pole is going to be Joshua Lawton. Row 2 is going to be Joe Schaefer and Trevor Fitz. You have to keep an eye on Trevor Fitz. He's been doing pretty good lately. Row 3, Bryce Fauntleroy and Chris Arencia. Ty Spearman and Virgil Graham on row 4. Haven't seen a whole lot of Virgil Graham. I think he was here last week, but I'm not sure, so another one to keep an eye on. Row 5 is going to be Gabe Glatfelter and Tristan Carman. Row 6 is going to be Shane James and Travis Sollenberger. It's kind of, I don't know about you, but it's kind of odd seeing Shane back in 11th on the back in 11th on row 6. He's usually really fast.
Well, look at row 7. Row 7 is Tyler Hudson and Gate Olson. Those are two guys that we're used to seeing, you know, in the top 5.
Yeah, that is really odd to see them back there. So, row 8, Kevin Click and Dennis Brassfield. Row 9, Philip Neese and Stefan Spies. And the row 10, 19th and 20th is going to be Dylan Hauser and Jason Miller. So that is the field tonight. So again, interesting to see who comes up to the top, as they got 100 laps here tonight.
100 long laps, and actually, it's not going to take that long. This doesn't have a lot of cautions in it. 100 laps will fly by pretty good here.
Yeah, it definitely will.
You know, you get about almost 4 lap minute. About 25 minutes worth of racing. Give them a half hour.
Yeah, typically we have a couple, but once they get those 1 or 2, 3 cautions at the beginning, we tend to go green flag racing after that. So that is what I would expect to happen here tonight. So guess we'll just wait and see, as we're about a lap away from taking the green flag.
You talked about him earlier, Mr. Rencia. He made his way to the top 6 right there, so his improvements have been huge.
Yes, they have. As green flags in the air. It was a slow start for everyone. Then they just like punch it into gear all of a sudden. There.
Side by side battle off the road. Somebody's in the outside wall right there. That's probably going to bring us out of caution.
It does. They are all sorts of bunched up. Looks like the 73 of Jason Miller.
Closer to the front. Yeah, Miller got there. I'm trying to see who that car was right there behind them. Real quickly. I think Ty Spearman, maybe?
I think I did see his name.
92 car. 92 car, Ty Spearman. Down that corner, he just slid right out. Outside wall, clipped it, got turned around, and then he just gets pummeled. And it starts a big chain reaction after that.
Yeah, I think the 73 of Jason Miller may have got the worst end of it, as he got completely turned around. And that car just will not turn right now. I was watching the instant replay. Finally gets it turned around, but yeah, well, definitely he is going to be in the back now.
And, you know, I don't know if they have sets or not, Charles, but if they do, it'd be a great time for him to come in and get at least some work done.
I'm believing they do not have
car fixed. I wouldn't be surprised. I know, you know, the one-up guys are pretty much trying to stick to realistic, so he's probably going to have to deal with that car being towed in when normally that right front tire would be towed out a little bit. It looks to me like it's just towed in just a little bit, so the suspension is broken on that car.
And they're
getting ready to go green.
Yep, next time by. And he is one of the one-up drivers, so he's actually a teammate of Tyler Hudson there. So, we got
Sollenberger, Hudson, Miller. I know those 3 for sure are one-up.
And the leader, so we have a one-up driver in the back and a one-up driver in the front right now. Christian Challoner is also a team member of Tyler.
Oh.
It looks like, thought the Christian might have had a little damage to the inside, but maybe not.
About to go green here. Fly back in the air. Good start right for those top 3 cars.
Yeah, they are right there.
And Fitz right now. He's going to try to go past Chandler too, because he slid up off of 2.
Looks like he will complete the pass in the front stretch there.
Chris Arencia is trying to make himself around Joe Schaefer Jr., and he'll do it off of 2.
Yeah, he's definitely, and he has just been a rocket lately. He's going to put his eyes on Christian Challenger there, and he may try to get by him in the next lap or so. He's definitely right on his
Hornets, that's from about 6th on back on 12th. They're 2 wide, 3 deep back there. That's Hudson, Glatfelter, several of these guys. And they've been side by side since we dropped the green flag.
Yeah, it looks like Tyler Hudson has moved up as well as Shane. Both of them look to at least gain a spot, but not moving up like I would expect them to, especially Shane James being just as fast as he always is.
You know, he's a pretty patient. He's going to pick his spots.
Yeah, and like I said, get 100 laps here. There's no reason to push issues right now that you definitely don't need to.
Oh, we got one turn back here. I don't know who that was. That was Shane James that got it around back there. He got himself a little get out of my way by Gabe Glatfelter. Now James is way out of shape up off of 2, and he's going to lose about 4 spots in this straight.
Oh,
that might be a little bit of payback. I don't know for sure, but
definitely either that or he got way out of shape as he's pulling it over up on the top of the track now and stopping
that hurt
it.
his car bad.
Yeah. We don't have to go back and look because we know what brought it out. He stopped it up high to not. I mean, that didn't. He wasn't trying to bring the caution out, but it did. He was just trying to get that car fixed. He may be pulling it in now. Yeah. Even I don't know if he's gonna end his night, but that was a.
Sullenberger's around sideways here. Wonder what happened to him.
Oh, let's take a little look here, and we will see real fast.
Oh, he spun it out trying to get slowed down because everybody just slammed on the brakes going down into turn 1 when the caution came out. Pace car come out and picked up the field, so.
That will happen. It looks like he's going to get his spot back, too, so he'll get past a few of these cars and get back in position. Take a look. That's 2 cautions already for 5 laps. Still 88 laps left to go. And it looks like
the 3 car has loaded her up trailer, and they're going to be sitting around waiting for this thing to end.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Shane, as he, like I said, he's always fast, and he'd much rather be up in the front racing for the lead than out of the race, especially with only about 13 laps in the books.
That's a pretty early exit for that guy. We're not used to seeing it.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in. I don't think, actually, maybe once or twice that I've seen him outside of the top 10, much less out of a race. So that's just a very strange one.
Where he was involved in all that with sitting there in 15th, and the back end of his car is pretty bent up.
Yeah, and like I said, we won't say if that was a little frustration or not, but very well could have been, as we're about to go green flag racing. Green is out. Pace car barely off the track too.
Yeah, it gets out a little earlier every restart here at Volusia.
A lot.
Got a good jumper, but he's not getting away from Fit. It's just hanging right with him.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a wreck in turn 3. No, he got it straightened out. I watched Brassfield. He got into Nice there. Almost turned Nice around in front of the rest of the field. He's got her straightened out, took it to the high side, lost a couple spots, and now he's going to try to fight his way back.
He's got some heavy damage to the back left quarter panel.
Yeah, that's where he got hit. A good side-by-side battle there between Tyler Hudson and Joe Schaefer Jr.
I was looking here, that inside groove right there, it is getting dry, like just extremely dry. is it's throwing a lot of dust. Even on the high side, right there where they're at right now, that is throwing a lot of dust in that groove. Which I can imagine.
The guys up front, though, are hugging the bottom. Everybody else is kind of moving up. That front 7 or 8 cars is hugging the bottom. Everybody else is kind of up about a half a car.
Yeah, I would imagine it probably trying to line to get by these guys too. With all that dust being thrown by those front 7, it's probably a little hard to see behind you.
It does get a little difficult when you got that much dust, especially if you're, 10th, 12th, 18th.
Yeah, it's getting really dusty.
Challenge for the lead on the outside. Vince is trying to put his way around the outside.
Looks like that's going to cost him a smoke.
He got all the way up to the quarter of block off 3 and 4. He's lost, a whole 3 car lengths and almost a spot here.
Neither one of them need to slack up any. They're battling hard, and Chris Rencia was up the back bumper of Challenger there.
And meanwhile, behind him, Hudson is working the outside. It looks like he's going to take over the 5th spot.
We talked about them, those Fitz, Challenger, Rencia, Hudson, even Fauntleroy is pretty quick. They have made their way to the front if they weren't already there. So I would say by the halfway point here, it's going to be extremely interesting.
Now Hudson's on the outside of Rencia back there, looking down into turn 3. He's going to try to power it around on the high side. Rencia holding his own. And he's going to end up giving about as he slid just a little on the exit of 4 right there. Front end gave up just a little bit on him.
He is.
This just is not giving up at highlight.
No, he's liking it. Lawton's having to look like he's going to move up there to try to stop him too. And that looks like it's going to let Christian Challenger underneath him, but now Fitz taking the bottom side. He may get Micros.
Momentum and Fitz pushed him through the corner.
They were beating and banging there on going into turn 1 earlier. And it's a battle right now, 2 wide for 2nd and 3rd and 4th and 5th. Oh, Hudson bumped Fitz. Didn't get him loose though. He kept it straight.
And turned it in.
Yeah. That might have been a nice bump. That wouldn't helped him more than I think it did Tyler.
Rencia looking to go backwards here. He's Fauntleroy on his outlet now. Off of 4, he slides across in front of him and slams that, and that puts Fauntleroy in jeopardy with Graham. Those two battle side by side, turns 1 and 2, and headed down the backstretch.
We said earlier there'd be a lot of good battles, and it doesn't matter. All through this field, there's 2 and 3-way battles going on for just about every position.
Fitz sliding back. He's got Rencia on the inside of him as Hudson has already gone by. Rencia a little bit of a drive into turn 3 there. Brings it up in the middle. He's looking to close the door, and he'll clear in turn 4.
Oh, they're beating and banging the 16, Fauntleroy and Graham. They're just beating each other's doors off right now, and that back for 6 through 8. It looks like it's Graham's going to lose it.
How do you do right, Christian Carmen? He's trying to put his nose up in the center, make that a 3-wide battle.
They are going to battle this to the very end. As we're only on lap 32 of 97 here.
And you've got the top 9 that have a pretty good gap between themselves and 10th and everyone else. This stays green for just a little bit longer. These guys are going to start working some markers back here. You got cars just coming off the 4 as they're going into turn 3.
Yeah, those lap cars will definitely play a factor into it. Because
battle for 2nd right now, side by side up. Ooh, and 3rd and 4th and 7th sideways, bumping each other.
Oh.
Almost got him again. That's Fauntleroy, and I am not sure who's right behind him right, because that car was at about 4th, and now he's back there in 8th. Looks like the 16 car maybe.
Fauntleroy and the 66 of Sollenberger. And Graham's back there too. They're all over. I really am. As Challenger's looking to try to make an inside run on Rencia, but running 3rd against Tyler Hudson and these guys, Challenger, these are pros. that he's running against. So he's improved so much in such little time. So
Oh, big check right there. Huge checkup. I think that was Fitz had a big checkup, and Fauntleroy and Carmen, they all almost ended up wadded up turn 2 right there.
It just shows you the skill level of these drivers to not, you've had 2 cautions to not wad them up with getting that bunched up together.
Another thing we're going to have to keep an eye on is that groove is starting to widen out more and more. That slick groove is starting to work its way up that hill more and more. Every couple of laps, you can see it's widening out a few inches.
Yeah.
Battle for the lead. Hudson bombs it down into 3. Can't make it stick. Oh, good. Decent driving right there.
I wasn't too sure if he was going to slide up. Chris was going to get by him, but he doesn't do it. Oh, Chris give him a little bump, though.
Get into him right there.
And that was just a friendly little, hey, I'm here. I'm still going to battle you. I'm not out of this kind of bump. It wasn't anything dirty or anything. Just a love tap.
It looks to me like since having a huge problem getting off of turn 2, right at the exit there, that car really stepped sideways and it's really hurting his drive off, and Orencia is closing right up on him.
Yeah. Well, I'm watching as they go in the backstretch. It looks real bumpy back there, too. Like there's a rut back in the backstretch.
It's getting real ruddy off the exit of both sets of corners, it looks like. Cars are bouncing around pretty good as they come up the front stretch, especially right here as they go off the exit of turn 2. Right there, they'll start bouncing. Right there's all the bumps.
Yeah. And you can see the suspension on these things just bouncing up and down as Tyler will get by Lawton.
Nice battle right there.
And I don't think that battle's over yet, so.
Now, I think the 178, Orencia is going to have something to say about that battle here just shortly.
Again, we're only on that 45 now of 100. 100 laps in, this track is going to get real bumpy if it already is now. I mean, I can only imagine what those ruts are going to be like 80 laps in. Those laps...
60 laps.
Yeah, those ruts plus these lap cars, that very well could play a huge factor in who pulls it into victory lane here tonight.
Now Hudson's gotten out. He's gotten fairly clear of these guys. Real battle looks like it's heating up like a 3rd and 4th right here. Oh, caution. That was Fitz. I just caught that as they came down the front stretch. He's upside down, so.
That is not the way you want to be sitting.
No, he come off of 4 a little, so he got a little tap on that left rear, got the car clear out of shape, and then he got just a little bit of help there right as they entered turn 1 from Carmen, and that was that. His car is toast. Not the good kind.
No. Yeah, and just like that, the wall like hooked him and just flipped him right on over. So he is definitely done for the day. We'll do it real fast. We haven't got to do this after lap 47, about to be 48. Our top 5 are Tyler Hudson, Joshua Lawton, Chris Orencia, Christian Challoner, and Bryce Fauntleroy. Again, Challoner falling back from starting on pole to 4th, so he's lost 3 positions here. So, not going in the right direction. But again, we still have... we're going to be going green on lap 50, so half the race still left to go. So it's really, I think anybody's race still up in that top 5. Anybody could come away with the win.
You bring all these guys back together now, and you know, it took 30 laps for them to get separated the way they were, but some of these guys just needed a little bit of track in front of them to start showing the real speed that they have. My concern is that groove is wide every lap, just a little bit, and those bumps through turn 2 are going further and further back into the corner, and they're getting a lot more pronounced. I want to see who handles those coming off turn 2 the best. That's probably who we're going to see.
Yeah, even pacing here, you can see them hitting those ruts pretty good. The one thing that's going to probably help Tyler out a lot is with this caution, those lap cars are now at the back of the field and potentially not in his way.
Green's out, and the pace car just got on there.
Tyler got a great start, but Joshua Lawton's still right behind him.
Mencia, Challenger, all giving chase right here. Looks like the front 6 or 7 kind of broke away a little bit from everybody right at that start.
Yeah, they did.
Getting a challenge right here.
We got about 2 or 3 little groups here that are battling.
Schaefer and Sollenberger are battling, and Orencia is going to drop 4th here, as it looks like Challenger got the inside on him. Orencia got loose on the high side, and Orencia is going to clear him coming off of turn 4.
Thought the 42 of Virgil Graham was going to get by Bryce, but he didn't complete the pass in turn 2.
Well, they got to hurry because they're getting pressure from Carmen right behind them right there.
Oh, the 42 and 16 just slam into each other, but neither one of them lose anything. They both keep it going.
Oh, my.
I said that too soon. Bryce Fauntleroy hit the outside wall, but kept it going. He did lose 2 spots, though.
Now we got a question. That's back up turn 4 right there.
Oh.
Caught that out of the corner of my eye. That's a 4 or 5 car pile up right there.
Yeah, you got Philip Neese, the 7. Take a look.
Spearman's in that. Yeah, Spearman got turned around right. I'm not sure who turned him around. Maybe Spies turned him around right getting in the corner. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Went in, tapped him on that left here, and then that caught several people up in it. About 4, 5, 6 cars right there got caught up in that.
Yeah, the 20 or the 34, the only one that didn't technically get hit by somebody, and that just slowed up to not hit anyone, but already has a lot of damage to the front of the car anyway. Yeah, about 5 cars involved in that one.
Well, this field is thinning out a bit now, so I bet we're going to see some good long green run here. Going green probably on about lap 59, have about 42 laps to go.
Yeah, so the question tonight, are the ruts going to play a factor, and can Tyler Hudson hold everyone off right now?
Getting good restarts like he did last time, he won't have any problems.
Yeah, that is
Unless
true.
he makes a mistake. They're not going green yet.
No, one more time by. The 2 positives to a caution. I mean, you never really want a caution, but 2 things that'll help. Again, Tyler Hudson not having to deal with those lap cars as soon anyway, because we're going to go with 59 on the start of lap 59. And 2, it was getting kind of dusty, so these guys in the back will have a little bit cleaner view to see, so maybe they can make the pass they need to before it gets too terribly dusty and you just can't see where the guy in front of you is hardly.
Well, the pace car's got the lights off. He's about to drop off right here. The green is about to fall. Hudson with a great jump.
Yeah, he did. That was definitely what he needed to do. Now Chris Arencia, thought the 42 of Virgil Graham was going to try to get by, but they're going to try again here and turn at 3 and 4.
Still is. He's driving it in hard down there, but he's getting that car to rotate where he needs it. He's getting some drive off.
And he did beat him 2-1 there.
Challenger challenging for second, gets the car sideways and can't get past Lofton. As Lofton drives back by on the high side, turn 2.
And getting those ruts may have played a factor in there. Right when he looked like he had to run, he hit those ruts and it slowed him down.
Well, it upset the car and he had to roll out the throttle just a little bit, I think.
Yeah. There's a 2-way battle for second and third and fourth, 5th and 6th. They're just battling all the way through this field, even 6th and 7th putting on a battle. So Rencia is going to lose another spot to the 9 car of Joe Schaefer Jr.
I just saw him get past me. Schaefer kind of was running back there around 10th, 11th a few laps ago. But he's starting to really make some hay and a little bit of noise as he comes towards the front right here. He's putting the challenge on Herman right there. Oh, Lawton way out to the outside in 3 and 4, gives up 3 positions, 3 wide into turn 1.
They are beating and banging all through the front stretch. Again, Lawton losing the 4 spots now if he loses it to the 16, which it looks like he's going to. I'm just not sure that high line is where you want to be. It doesn't seem to have anything as far as speed or to grip or whatever. As we got a caution.
Caution, caution. This is on, that looks like Sullenberger's.
And that thing is plastered into that inside wall.
Oh, he was coming through turn 4 there, and he got hooked pretty hard by Gladfelter, who was really out of shape. And Sullenberger really went ahead and tried to push the issue just a touch and get around him. And him and Gladfelter coming there, and Sullenberger ends up, paying the price for that. Nothing he really did wrong. He was trying to make a good, safe pass right there. He just a little bit of contact on the right rear, and he hit the outside wall head on, and the car just was done at that point.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Again, we're going to be on laps about 68 of 100 when we take the green. Is now you're starting to run low on laps, so like you say, it's a gutsy move. So, you could call it a gutsy move anyway, but you got to get the pass when you can, and that's all he was trying to do. It just unfortunately did not work out in his favor here tonight.
Well, yeah, Chris really didn't do anything wrong there. Yeah. Felter was just a little out of shape through 3 and 4. Chris had a good run, or Travis had a good run, and he just thought he could clear him on that deck to touch. And when you touch the left front of the outside car on the right rear of the inside car is going to pay the price every single time, and it's unfortunate for him.
Yeah, just trying to get that one spot. Yeah, one spot, and again, these are points races, so I haven't kept myself up to date on the points, so I'm not sure on that, but I do know, I believe Tyler Hudson is the points leader right now. Dustin McGrew is our second place points, and he is not here. So any position you can gain on him is going to be great, and possibly pass him in the points. So, you definitely want to get every position you can.
Absolutely. Every point count. Well, it looks like we're about to go green here. Going to restart lap 69. Going to have about 32 laps to go.
Tyler Hudson
flag is in the air. Wow. Yeah, what another great start for him. Look at that. 8-9 car lengths as they head down into turn 1.
And he's right where he should be. He's got those front tires in the slicker part, and then he's got them back tires in the grip, sliding it around. As there's another big rut there in the turn, right in between turn 3 and 4.
If you just kind of watch these, they're kind of porpoising just a little bit in several places through the corner. The rut on the backstretch is lifting these cars off the ground when they go over.
Yeah, that's weird. We're sitting there watching Tyler, and literally the whole back of the car was off the ground. I've seen some ruts, but that was huge.
The inside fence. Carmen comes in, collects Lawton. I am surprised that's not a caution. Those guys did a great job of getting those cars back straight. Both drivers lose about 6-7 spots right there. But Joe Schaefer Jr. drove it in on the bottom, touched the inside wall, pushed the car to the outside. Carmen had to slow down. Lawton involved in that. I'm watching these two guys see it. Real damage to the cars right now.
And I don't know how. Again, we've talked about it, whether it's this series or any of the series that we do, DSRL or ADMS. The drivers, then they know what they're doing here.
Cody Olsen piles it in there and causes a big checkup down in turn 1 last lap.
I really figured we'd see him a little bit closer to the front, but still a top 10 finish. You can't complain about that.
Bellender with the slide job on Virgil Graham right there, but Graham goes in 3 wide in the middle. Oh, and if Schaefer hadn't been there, he would have got the spot back, but as it was, they touched. Down the front stretch, put Chandler up to second, Graham back to third.
Meanwhile, all the way up front, Tyler Hudson with a 1.4 second lead over Christian right now. So they're battling, and he's pulling away.
Yeah, he's telling him, just keep battling back, boys. I'm getting as big a cushion as I can coming around here to 23 to go next time by. Oh! I just watched Florencia make a nice pass as Fauntleroy clipped inside fence getting down into turn 1.
Do a long caution out again.
That's turn 1. That's going to be the 19 car. Dennis Brassfield. I saw him get around up there, get sideways. He got a little bit of help. Got a little bit of help from the 4 car of Carmen.
And the 4 car is off the track.
Yep.
Yep.
I don't know. Do they have a incident points cap here?
12. Yeah, so he may have hit his 12 points.
Yeah.
He did not have time to get off the track. That was pretty instant. So yeah, he probably hit his 12 point limit here.
I was just getting ready to comment. I have been watching Joe Schaefer a little bit here. He has yet to come up the bottom of the track. He's got something working down there. I don't know if he's making a lot of, doesn't look like it to the naked eye, but he is just steadily working that bottom line, trying to stay in that top 3 or 4 cars.
Yes, we've talked about him, but not as a whole lot. He's been around about top 10, but 4th place. He may put up a little bit of a run here at the end. So yeah, see if he can stick to the bottom. For the ones that have been around racing, that's technically considered catfishing it, because you hang around the bottom like a catfish all day. So we'll see if that pays off for him here. About 20 laps to go. About 19 when we take the green.
He's been about the only guy that's able to move forward that I've seen in about the last 18, 20 laps of green racing. Made several passes, because at one point I think he was back around 13th or 15th, and he's worked his way all the way up to 4th now.
He's definitely.
Watch these cars going through these corners at low speed here. They're going about 40 miles an hour. Just watch them. Watch them bouncing. You can see those ruts. Every time they go through the corner, the car just bounces.
It's almost, as we were sitting here, we're riding along with the 9. It's almost like going through a store. Tyler Hudson gets a great start again, green flag out. Getting a good start, almost getting off before the green flag. Yeah, it's like going through a parking lot with a speed bump on that back stretch.
Yeah, it's lifting those cars. The left side's completely off the ground. It's pretty fun to watch.
And it's I think it's the biggest ruts we've seen here on our racing in a long time. And you don't really, if you get out of shape and you hit one of them, it very well could throw your car completely around.
It doesn't help you, that's for sure. Good battle for second now. Graham on the inside of Challenger, and if he could get a good run right now, he's got it now. He may have this spot right here. We get down into 3 and 4, and they've reeled back in Tyler Hudson, even though he got that big jump. Those boys have reeled him back in. So this top 4 is going to be a battle to the end.
Yeah, those 4 are definitely going to be good. And the thing, we have kind of a split here. Tyler Hudson and Challenger have been up front pretty much all night, and Graham and Schaefer Jr. coming up in the last closing lap. So this track may be coming around to their style as Tyler Hudson hit the wall.
Challenger gets into Graham. This is a big look, but they're going to get him going straight. It's just going to give Hudson a pretty good space down there. He went to shut the door because he could see that Graham was working the bottom and getting to him. And he went to shut that door, and he turned it in a little early, put the nose of it into the fence. I'm surprised that wasn't the yellow.
And he's definitely got the worst end of the deal. Chris Orhencia getting the best end of the deal, though, back up to 3rd, battling now for 2nd again. This track may be coming around to his favors, too, as he is going to take 2nd at the line, and then he's just going to get passed back by Christian.
And he's going to be able to stay fairly even with him right here down into 3. If he can get that car to just get a good shot down into the corner, he could probably go ahead and slide John Mill. I just don't think he's ready to risk anything quite yet for once.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if the 9 and even the 178 are both doing it. If Chris and Schaefer Jr. staying down there, because it might be a little bit smoother.
Well, I think the bottom is actually starting to back in a little bit, as you'll notice. Oh, the leader goes down there, can't make it work. He gave up a bunch of distance as Orencia is going to cleanly go into second right here, it looks like. Oh, and then he gets the tap, and that saved his life. He got pushed around by Schaefer, but in the meantime, we had cars sideways in turn 2, and I'm pretty sure it was
Ty Spearman at number 92.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'm sure it was a 92 car, whatever it was. Same car. I've seen him around about 8 times. He's just not having a whole lot of luck out here.
No, sometimes Lady Luck's in your favor. Sometimes he's not.
Well, he didn't have any luck because he had that car facing the outside wall right in front of him.
Yeah. So Cody Olson somehow got around. Not sure what happened to him, but yeah, he just that ended Cody nowhere to go. It looked like. Yeah, that's definitely a saving grace for Orencia's, and he's now back in second.
Yeah, he got a pretty good tap down there into turn 3, and he was probably about to lose 2 or 3 when that caution dropped, so that was a lifesaver.
So,
the 9 car, where? Oh, there he is. He's there in 5th. I was looking for Schaefer. I was like, whoa, where'd he go? He didn't reach 12 already, did he?
Nope, he is still here. He's got a pretty beat up car, so I'm not sure if he, how many more he has, but the front bumper's beat up a little bit. The nose of that car. The back doesn't look too terribly bad. He's got some damage right there on the right quarter panel, though.
You got 16 cars still out here blending around. Now, I think it's about a 5 or a 6 car battle, but those guys get to battling, and I've seen a couple of them make some pretty good mistakes. They could take each other out pretty good, and that'll let one of these guys from, I don't know, let's say Philip Neese on back have a shot at getting up here and stealing the win. It might even let Lawton back up here to try to get a shot at it.
Yeah, I definitely would agree with that as the lights are out. So we're going to have 7 laps to go when we go green. Which green flag is out. Tyler Hudson's been getting good stuff. Yeah.
Orencia was ready to go with him, and he kind of held the button for a second and then went because you could see Orencia was ready to go.
And those ruts are real back there on the back stretch still. Orencia getting a nice little shot from Christian's Challenger there. I think our biggest battle is going to be back here from 2nd to about 5th as Tyler Hudson's kind of pulled away again. We'll have to wait and see if they can reel him in.
And they keep battling each other. They're going to be more worried about that than they are catching the leader. They're running out of laps here with 4 or 5 to go.
Yeah, 5 right now, going to be 4 when they cross the line. Orencia getting up high and getting in those ruts, but sucks it right down to the bottom to stop anybody from getting by him.
Now Schaefer's trying to work on him again. He's trying to get inside Challenger right there. Orencia working the bottom, but on the outside, Graham has passed his way back 5th to 3rd.
Yeah, they are everybody right now. The 9, the 178, they are. Oh!
I saw that coming. There's a big one.
There's the caution, and that's going to end the race too.
Yeah, Orencia was coming up that bottom, and Graham had a fairly good run. I didn't know if he was close enough to get there or not when Orencia come up, and Graham just didn't give him any room in the closing laps. 3 to go right there. You can't give him a lot of room, and it just hooked him into the outside fence and starts a chain reaction. It's unfortunate. Orencia was having a great night, and so was Graham. They were just racing hard right now. The other driver willing to give. I wouldn't have either.
Yeah, I can't say that I would have, and that is unfortunate for Chris too. I say he's going to be in the back. He is moving back up to the front here. Not sure, they may be giving him his spot back.
iRacing does some weird things. They might be putting him up there in about 4th spot, which is still, a respectable points finish.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, maybe not. Hang on. Now it's telling him to get behind somebody else.
Oh!
No.
Nope, he is showing his disgust with the 42.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep, showing his displeasure with the 42 car.
Not sure if he hit the incident limit or if he was removed, but
No, he did not. It was the latter.
Well, being removed for showing his displeasure with the 42. Again, I didn't get a good look at it as it was happening so quick, but I will not call anyone at fault on that. But that is again, it's unfortunate for him. He had a good run all night.
This is Schaefer and Schellner. They're in the top 3, so.
And that will end the race. So we will take a short break. Make sure you hang with us, folks, over in chat. And we will be right back with your top 3 interviews. Alright, folks, we are back. We have the top 3rd place and 1st place don't have Schaefer in here, but we will get to 3rd place.
Christian, you there, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, I tell you what, it's a heck of a race all night long. It looked like there was a lot of great battling up at the front. Kind of walk us through from the start to the finish, as much of it as you can recall, and tell us how rough was the track there towards the end.
Well, I kind of made a mistake right near the beginning on I think it was first restart, where I went down into one, I clipped the inside wall, and that led a couple of guys by. I think that dropped me to 3rd or 4th or something, and then it was kind of a fight from there. There's some really good battling. I had a lot of fun racing against Josh. I know he slipped back at the end. I think he clipped the wall out of 2. That kind of caused him some issues, but had a lot of fun racing with him. And then near the end, when the track just got incredibly rough, especially coming out of 2, there was a bump right near the exit where I'm pretty sure the front wheels of the car weren't on the ground anymore.
Oh no, all 4 wheels were leaving the ground. We can see that several times.
Yeah, it was crazy. And I think it kind of got a little too intense near the end. And I think people were getting a little bit upset with each other, and you can kind of see that right at the very end there. But I expect I didn't necessarily make a lot of friends in that race, but I feel like I gave back what I was getting given, so that's all there is to say on that one. Congrats to Tyler for winning the race, though. He did a great job coming from the back and getting up to the front like that.
We saw everybody kind of move to the top about halfway. About the last 20 laps, we saw everybody start moving right back to the bottom. Had the bottom kind of come back in, and was it the only place you guys could really find any good grip?
Well, the top was fast, but it felt really inconsistent to me because of the bumps. You were never really sure if you were going to hit the line exactly right. So a couple of people went back down to the bottom, and I think if you were inside and somebody was running the top and they hit a bump wrong, you would gain a bit of an advantage. So for sure, in the middle part of the race, the top place to be, but later on, it was kind of they were probably fairly even. Just the bottom was more consistent, and that's why it looked a little quicker, I think.
So it was more about trying to miss those nasty bumps and break your momentum. It was just trying to keep a good line to exit the corner on that.
Right. If you could keep it on the top side of the track, it was probably just as fast, maybe a little quicker, but it was so hard to do that. I think that people chose to go down to the bottom of the track to kind of have a bit of an easier run of it.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on that 3rd place finish tonight. Shout outs, thank yous, anything you want to say in closing?
Mainly just a shout out to the guys who organized the series, Tyler for running it again for a 2nd season. I think Cameron was pretty involved in this too. You guys for the broadcast, and Bradley for the paint tonight.
All right. Well, congratulations again. I'm going to turn it over to Charles. I think he's with Tyler Hudson.
All right, Tyler Hudson, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
As always, Seems like we saw you in here last week, so congrats on the win this week. First things first, we were beginning to wonder up here in the booth if you needed to strap some wings onto that car, because we watched you several times on the back stretch there. Literally, the whole left side of your car was in the air. So, how were the ruts out there? Was it as bumpy as it looked up here?
Yeah, it got me rough. Yeah, I mean, congrats to Christian also. It's the second week in a row we both get interviewed, so that's good. But yeah, it was super. It got really bumpy off turn 2. And normally when the track ruts up like that, it's bad for me. I usually go backwards, and for whatever reason, I kind of got into a zone there and just checked out from the field and was in my own, where people were struggling on the bump. I was hitting it, and I could feel it, and the car was acting all crazy, but it wasn't throwing me around very much, so I was able to just go straight over it and keep on digging, where it looked like other guys were having problems. But it eventually, the track got so deteriorated, it went back to the bottom there in the last, 15 laps or so, and it was a lot smoother down there. But it was definitely a challenge to run the top, and but that's what makes it fun, really. We came from like 13th, I think, but I was pretty determined this race to do something, because getting my butt kicked the last 2 races here, basically this whole season, I was really, really, really wanting to get back to victory lane. So this is a pretty big win for me personally. I'm happy to do it, and it was pretty fun.
Yeah, so with that we noticed quite a few ruts in there, but as far as the combination of those ruts and the few cautions we had, we saw you get great starts every restart there. As far as a threat of anybody coming, seeing that you did start a little further back, though you knew those guys were fast, were you pretty confident with the restarts, or were you in the back of your mind thinking, all right, these guys were fast in practice, they were fast in qualifying, they might have something for me? Or were you pretty confident up there, as long as you got a good restart and stayed clean, that you could hold them off?
No, I don't think anybody could have got out front and felt comfortable with it. I mean, these guys are pretty tough. And last week at Ben's Grove, I had the lead there toward the end. I led almost the whole race and got beat on a restart. So you're never I don't think you're ever comfortable, especially with the way the track's changing so fast. Like, I was still on the top when those guys went to the bottom, and they started gaining on me. And there was one restart there towards the end where I have a problem with these things late in the run, where I can't turn it into the corner, where other people don't seem to struggle with that so much. And there was a couple times there late in the race where I was still running the top and they were running the bottom, where I got tight, and they made a run on me. So I was pretty worried, but I just knew I just had to hammer down and keep my head down and focus and go at it. So yeah, I don't think you ever feel safe in this series leading. Tracks change so much, anything can happen.
Yeah, we definitely agree with that. As we watched Chris Renzi up there, up in the front, pretty much all night. Ended up back in 13th,
about 14th.
Yeah, so you can't ever be comfortable up front. That was very well put. But we know you have some sponsors, people you want to give out shout outs to for your victory here tonight. So who might those be tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all the guys for showing up again this week. I mean, it's probably one of the most competitive dirt leagues on the whole service. So when you get all those guys in there that all are used to winning or used to running up front and highly competitive, it gets heated at times. But guys just got to keep themselves in check. I mean, I went from wherever, I think 13th to the lead, and I never got an incident point. So it can be done. These guys just got to be patient and be clean and respectful to the fellow racers, and that's what we want people to do here. But thank everybody for showing up. Hopefully they come back next week, or actually in 2 weeks. Next week, Sarah has a big league race, and we're all invited to run that, so we take the week off here, and we'll be back in 2 weeks at Lanier. But thank you guys for the broadcast. Thanks for One Up Motorsports for putting up with me, and we'll try to get them next week, or in 2 weeks.
All right, folks. That again was Christian and Tyler, your first place and third place. We did not get to get a hold of second place here tonight, which was Joe Schaefer Jr. But last night of business here, we will go through our official results. Roger, you want to read those off for us?
Yeah, your winner tonight, Tyler Hudson. Joe Schaefer came home second. Christian Chandler in third. Fourth went to Bryce Fauntleroy. Fifth to Gabe Glatfelter. Philip Neese finishes sixth. And Poe, a familiar face, finishes seventh. Virgil Graham in eighth. Ninth was Dennis Brassfield. 10th, Josh Lawton. Kevin Click finishes 11th. Alan Pajari 12th. Chris Orencia, after a great run all night long, ends up with a bad deal. 13th position tonight. Jason Miller in the 14th. Cody Olson 15th. 16th to Chris McLean. Ty Spearman in 17th. Tristan Carmen in 18th. 19th to Travis Sollenberger, and Steven Spies rounded out the field.
All right, folks. Again, on behalf of Max Speed TV, me and Roger here in the 1UP Super Series, you have a great night, and we will see you again Wednesday night for this series, and tomorrow night here on Max Speed TV for the Dirt Slingers 360 race. Have a nice night.